update because things didn't quite play out the way we expected last night. The CME shock arrival finally arrived late last night. The solar wind speeds jumped up to 500 kilometers per second pretty quickly. The CME shock finally arrived late last night, where those solar wind speeds jumped up to 500 kilometers per second. But the reason why many people did not see the northern lights last night was because of the BZ magnetic field. It turned northward right after the impact. As you can see, the only way to get an aurora again with the right conditions is if our BZ slips southward. But you can see over here that as soon as it hit, it went straight up north. It went down for a second and then it went back with the second shock arrival. So we didn't get to see the northern lights today. When the BZ points southwards, those auroras will strengthen. But whenever it points northwards, the aurora activity gets suppressed. The good news is that we are still inside of the CME environment today, so the geomagnetic storming conditions are going to remain active. We still have the chance of reaching into strong G3 geomagnetic activity. So we're looking at KP6s and KP7s. We're already in a KP5 with over 500 kilometers per second. We're almost into the 600 range at this point. But if the BZ again turns south again tonight, the aurora chances could increase very quickly. So this is what we are expecting. Not quite the full impact of what we wanted, but again, the best viewing is going to be across Alaska, across Canada, northern parts of the United States, so North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Montana, Maine, northern parts of New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, if you get up pretty high. If the storm strengthens, we can see parts of Iowa, Illinois, parts of the Northeast could see these photographic auroras. So here's our solar wind speed. As you can see, this is where that CME first shock arrival happened, and then the second one came right after. Remember, these are cannibalized CMEs. But right now we are around 576 kilometers per second. We're still up near that 600 range, but we are dipping down right now. And as you can see, the density was again non-existent, but we did jump up into a 10. We have dipped down thus since back into levels of around a 3 or a 5. And we have 8 sunspot regions on our sun. The CMEs are because of region 4455 that is heading off of the western limb of the sun. Now, none of these are really super active. We're getting minor C-class flares. We haven't had any lower level M-class flares yet, but we are waiting for some more. We are monitoring this region, but it has changed. So this region dropped its delta configuration, although it's still magnetically complex in beta and gamma. It has reduced in size. It has reduced in the number of sunspots. As you see, the flare probabilities have dropped as well. Now, we did have that trans-equatorial coronal hole that was increasing the solar wind speeds in the geo-effective areas, but as you can see, number 62, which was the culprit, is heading off of the western limb of the sun. Now, we do have several other coronal holes, but they are located more on the southern side of the hemisphere. So yes, we are in the middle of the strong geomagnetic storm right now and throughout the entire day. Tonight, we may see that aurora, so make sure you look outside. If you're in a high latitude position, you will probably be able to see it. Let's talk astrology because there are several shifts that are happening this weekend. In tropical astrology, the sun is still in Gemini, so it's continuously activating the communication, the technology, the information flow, and also your nervous system. So Jupiter again has entered into Cancer. It's going to be exalted here in the next couple of weeks. Especially, it's going to amplify your emotions. It's amplifying your intuition, the family themes. It's also going to be about your memories and your subconscious that is already processing. And we also are continuously seeing the influence from Saturn in Pisces. So that's pushing the collective lessons around the boundaries, around the spiritual growth, accountability, of course, and then just releasing all of the illusions. Neptune's influence here is still remaining strong. It's increasing your dream activity, vivid dreams, intuition. All the synchronicities are going to be thrown at you. Psychic sensitivity comes with Neptune's influence. So the anxiety comes along with it, the fatigue. There's intuitive downloads that come with this. There's also nervous system sensitivity, which is why grounding is so important, especially with Vedic astrology. It's giving you the option to ground. It's a great option. So old memories are going to start resurfacing, but then there's this mental overstimulation. The solar storm is going to be acting like an amplifier. So whatever is already active within you, you may feel stronger during this specific period. So meaning today and tomorrow. I'll continue monitoring the solar wind, the BZ orientation, the geomagnetic storming levels, and the Aurora potential throughout the entire weekend. And don't forget to discover your natal chart, your soul blueprint, your intuitive gifts, your karmic lessons, and your energetic sensitivities at sarahstarrofficial.com. I'm Sarah Starr, your galactic guide, here with your space weather update for June the 5th and into the 6th. Follow for more.